I have found myself slipping back and forth throughout my life between my mom and my grandma. Like sometimes like, man, you got to support these people. You got to be there for them. And then there's, dude, you need to get your shit together. You need to grow a set and take care of this. You know what I mean? Like, right. And so
Me every day, both of them.
yeah, it's like, wow.
Yeah, it's a hot day. I'm hanging in the sunshine.
Hello, you are unmuted. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing good. Have we had a session before?
No, but I think we know each other from the other realms.
Only those that I feel we have a connection or would do this. I mean,
Right.
it's like.
Call your tribe to you.
So where are you at in the world?
I'm in Oklahoma. Today it's gorgeous. I was just out in the sun trying to get tuned in.
Yeah, that's nice. It's going to be 17 below here today. So.
What? Where are you?
I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Are you up in the mountains?
No, it never gets this cold.
It makes me wonder about the Haarp stuff. Do you ever follow that?
I always wonder, dude, why don't you just do your little Haarp thing over California, give them some rain, go to the, like, if you can manipulate the weather, why don't you manipulate it to serve humanity? I remember, I don't know how many years ago, it's probably like 20 years ago, I was riding my bike and there's this lady with her hair's all messed up and she's in her robe and she's sitting in her yard with scissors and a bucket and she's cutting her grass with scissors. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? But her bushes, she had turned hers into like these magnificent looking bonsai trees. I had never seen this terrible looking bush turned into like art. And so I stopped. I was like, man, that's amazing. I'm like, I don't know how long that took you, but it looks amazing. And she quickly started talking about Haarp and how they were manipulating our weather. And at that time, I was like, she's clearly crazy. Like I knew that I was speaking to a crazy person. And then, then YouTube comes out and I goes, oh shit, this is a real thing. They do have the ability to manipulate weather. So
something I wanted to ask you about was, do you know anything about Archons?
A little bit, yeah, that they've been controlling us, the multidimensional beings that have been manipulating and controlling us forever.
Yeah, that, right? Yeah, that. Yeah. For me, it's learning to trust again, to trust that the universe is good and loving instead of run by a bunch of Archons. And
yeah. Fuck those Archons, man.
I know, right?
Yeah. I made a video on that one time. And when I found out about the Archons, and where did that come from? Was that the Essenes or like?
Yeah, it was the Essenes.
Yeah, so the Essenes are keep bringing up these multidimensional beings and this manipulation and how they feed off of fear and hatred. You would think that when you come across that information, that would be not good. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, we've been purposely lied to and manipulated to radiate this fear, to feed these fuckers.
Right.
But for me, it was like different. As soon as I found out about that, and I was already aware that, as your frequency rises, you become invisible to the lower frequency. As soon as I heard about the Archons, I was done with the fear. I'm like, I'm done. I'm too powerful of a person. This goes for everybody. I'm too powerful to be feeding you. And that was when I was, deep into, I don't even like to use the word conspiracy theories because it's not a conspiracy. You know what I mean? Like it's real. But that's when I backed away from the conspiracy theories because I realized I'm producing so much fear. I was like, done, dude. I'm going to, I might be one of your favorite snacks, but I'm taking all my power away I'm taking it back, and I'm placing all of my attention on what I want to create. And I swear I have never felt like a victim since then.
And have you heard of F.L.F.E?
F.L.F.E. What does it stand for?
Focused Life Force Energy.
Okay, no, I've never heard it.
And they're using the satellites, I believe, to kind of, they're trying to do the like what Haarp should be doing with energy. And so you can sign up and have it transmitted to your property, to a phone, and it holds the frequency on the property at 500 hertz. The love frequency.
528,
so yeah, so I've been putting it around our properties here and the little areas that have had some questionable activity, and it's definitely changing the place. I see sacred geometry everywhere.
Yeah, beautiful, because it is everywhere. So when you're actually seeing it, it's something's happening inside. So you actually have a physical object that you put down, and satellites beam a frequency to those objects.
I guess so.
Okay.
It's like they're using the tracking system, the coordinates.
Okay. Your frequency is more important than, like, you should just spread your field out, your frequency, to cover your whole property and your neighbor's property. And
that's what I do.
yes,
I feel like this helps me because it's such a interesting frequency here.
Yeah. Perfect, man. Like, yeah, if you're drawn to it, then there's a reason you're drawn to it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I could feel it the instant that it turned on.
Yeah, beautiful.
The instant I signed up for you, the instant I said, okay, yes, I will receive finally. And I felt the changes start.
Yeah.
You start to line up with your energy. And
yeah, because it's already happened on some level. It's funny how we're so like drunk on this concept of time that we just don't realize that everything's happened at once, and it makes perfect sense that as soon as you make the point, as soon as you set out the intent, you know, your higher self or God or source or whatever, it's not waiting on me. Like
I know, exactly.
yeah.
It's just me asking and saying, okay,
Totally.
yeah, I'm opening up.
Totally. And I wouldn't be surprised that as soon as you bought that device to have that 528, frequency bombarding your planet, that your field didn't. I always like to think of these choices that we make as permission slips. Like, we do them to be more of who we are, even though we're already that. Yeah, I have tons of permission slips that I use.
You're one of my big permission slips. Very helpful. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, in this time that I'm in right now, I'm very grateful for you too.
Yeah, I remember when it first came out, and you're like, yeah, people post videos. And then somebody was telling me about this Indian guru that had these amazing abilities. I remember I did a little search, and I was going to like buy a book about him. And there was a YouTube video of him, and he's been dead for like 50 years. And I was like, oh my God, this is a tool that we can use to greatly speed up our awakening, our education. Yeah. I love YouTube.
I do too. It's been my best friend.
Totally.
I don't have friends here, really. I mean, most of my friends are at least 2 hours away. So I'm just kind of hanging out with my parents, which is why I'm here, which is why I was like, okay, I need some support now.
So you don't feel like you get support around your parents, or?
Well, my mom is the narcissistic tendency one, so she likes to receive. And my dad is, I mean, I'm very close with him and I love him. But he's been supportive of her. So kind of, I can see the manipulation.
Yeah, yeah.
God, he's 93.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Gives you a long lifetime.
That's awesome. Yeah. I hope
But
to
their
be.
dynamic was always yelling at each other.
Well, it works for some people. I mean, we fall in these roles and we just keep doing them and just keep doing them. And
that's what I've been working through and noticing. And I'm like, oh, I see that in myself. Okay, let's clear that out.
yeah, they are definitely going to be some of your best teachers.
They really are.
That's why we chose our family to learn serious lessons. God knows my children are my greatest teacher right now.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
chose not to have them just so I wouldn't be tortured more than I needed.
I think that's pretty common. These volunteers that come down to be here for this shift, they definitely chose, I am not going to have children. I'm going to go down, I'm going to do my thing, and I'm out. Like, I don't want to like start creating karma.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, because when you start having kids and then they grow up and let's say they turn into little assholes and start like having this,
Narrative going through their head. So
yeah.
dynamic. I totally know.
Yeah. So
I did it. I mean, and that's the weird thing about watching everything now in the world. I'm like, well, okay, so I created this whole thing. So now I got to back my way out of it again.
I think it's easier than we think. I really do. I think one of the main reasons we feel stuck is because we take ourselves so seriously. You shouldn't, like I do my best not to take myself seriously at all. I just think it just frees you from your past and frees you from your beliefs. We get these beliefs and we focus on them and they become who we are. Dude, that's not who you are. Those are just beliefs. Those are like, they're not as important as we think they are. I mean, obviously, your intent about creating your life is very important, but I don't know. People take themselves very seriously, and
It's so crazy. I'm an air sign. I don't know what you are, but so I work with air and water.
I know in Chinese horoscope, I'm a fire horse, but I think I have earth in my, what is it? What's the other?
Astrology chart. And I usually like gravitate towards earth people.
Yeah. I'm not educated in astrology. I totally understand how we're all connected and that, the position of the planets is absolutely going to have an influence on us. And I just remember one time I was listening to Esther Hicks. You know who she is, right? Abraham Hicks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And what's her husband's name? He passed away. Jerry. I think it's Jerry. Yeah, Jerry Hicks. They were at dinner and somebody had this astrology book and Esther was not sitting at the table and she came in the middle of the conversation. She's like, oh, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? She's such a beautiful lady, and just, yeah. And she's like, what are you talking about? And he goes, we're talking about horoscopes. She's all horoscopes. And so Jerry pushes the book over and goes, this is what it says about you. And so she starts reading and she goes, that's me. Oh my God, that's me. And she's getting all excited. And then after she gets all excited, Jerry's like, actually, that's not you. We're constantly, no matter what we're seeing aspects of ourselves in that because the world's a mirror and, that's what we do.
I see it as a big like projector and that this is all the hologram and I'm in a big sphere.
Yeah. 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 Here's the projector right here. And yeah. Yeah.
That's why I like having a clear mirror. That's, what I wanted to talk with you today because I'm not sure how clear the mirrors here are. So I don't know wherein I'm at. There's dealing with a lot of narcissistic, like mental disorder stuff going on here.
When you're constantly around a low frequency vibration, low frequency people, people that are always arguing, people that are always negative, people that are always finding things to hate. We can override it for a while, but
Right.
this is Earth, and it will overwhelm you, and you will be sucked back
That is
into.
exactly why I put that frequency on this property.
Yeah, yeah. And I understand exactly why you're doing that, because you need help, because you can't do that alone.
No, and I've been saying that. I'm like, okay, I can't do this by myself anymore. I gotta have some back.
But you can move.
Well, that's the thing. I would, and I'm a Southern California girl. I love it. Sunshine and beaches, but my parents are older, and so
93, yeah, that's right.
From why I'm at the place I'm at right now is because last year we almost lost my mom, appendicitis. She had to have that removed. And then my dad with a heart thing, almost lost him last August. And so there was all that stress. And I was doing healing work prior to COVID. And I stopped and then started taking care of them. And because I don't have kids, trying to figure out, how to feed picky eaters and
that
kind of thing. And
so you do have kids.
Oh yeah, my parents. And they get younger every day.
That's what happened to my mom. It's almost like a contract that you feel obligated to fulfill. Like my mom had a similar situation with her mom. And it was just always this draining of her energy. Even though my grandma really wanted what was best for her, my grandma was like a no-nonsense, pull yourself up by your bootstraps type of person. And then my mom was so helpful to people, but she had such a low view of herself that she never put herself first. And I'm watching this relationship between her and her mom kill her. And I was like, Mom, you gotta move. You cannot do this. And she's like, I cannot leave my mom. And I was like, well, okay, then, that's that. I mean, we've done this so many times. We've done this. We have certain things that we chose to come and to work out. I have found myself slipping back and forth throughout my life between my mom and my grandma. Like sometimes, like, man, you got to support these people. You got to be there for them. And then there's, dude, you need to get your shit together. You need to grow a set and take care of this. You know what I mean? Like, right. And so
every day, both of them.
Yeah, like, wow. So
that's why I'm like, okay, I gotta get a clear mirror from somebody. Yeah. Where am I? Yeah.
And the clear mirror comes with letting go.
Yeah.
Of all these stupid beliefs that we've taken ownership over, and yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just really
our bodies. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is Earth, man. This is the real deal. This is where we come for serious growth. And we're right at the point where we're at this big shift where the energy's increasing and everything's magnified and everything's getting so intense. And I can't think of a better time to let go and just.
That is exactly what I've been hearing the last 2 days. And I was like, well, I already know what I have to do. So.
Yeah. But you do have to do it.
Yeah.
And that's the key is, all these beautiful teachers that are teaching us so many beautiful lessons. There's tons of them. There's just millions of beautiful teachers on. You have to do it. You have to actually do it. And so what I mean by that is, like, I had to stop watching those. I had to stop watching the people I was watching that was lowering my frequency and that was getting me angry. I felt like it was giving me energy. Bullshit. It wasn't giving me energy. It was giving me energy, but not the kind of energy I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've recently figured that out. Fell back asleep in the stress mode for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, but recently I could hear my higher self going, yeah, you're
Yeah.
not doing what you're listening to.
Yeah.
Start doing it. Stop listening to those people.
Yeah. That's like people are like, oh, the best thing you could possibly do for yourself is to eat healthier and meditate. Like, dude, do it.
Yeah.
Quit eating 4 snowballs at night, and and like start sitting by yourself for like 10 minutes and just seeing what happens. It's not going to work right off the bat, but you will start getting momentum. And then the next thing you know, you're like, no, I don't want to eat 4 cupcakes. Like I'm speaking personally because I have this thing where I eat 3 desserts every night. And it's so funny because I eat pretty decent, but except when it comes like at 9 o'clock at night, that then like shit turns off and I just like start eating like potato chips and like Nutella and shit. And but it's like I started working out and I started noticing like the changes in my body. And I'm like, dude, the only thing you need to do is eat 1 dessert and not 3. Like just eat 1. Like I blame my kids because my kids seem to eat dessert at like 3 different times. So I like participate with them at each of their individual times. I'm like, you guys got to eat at the same time, man, because I can't do this. Well, are you ready?
Lay down.
Yep. Just lay down and close your eyes. And do you want to talk afterwards?
You can.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, or I can just let you know when I feel.
I tell you what, that's probably better. Let's do that. I will just click off. And then because many times these sessions go a lot longer than I go. So, I mean, I don't know what you're going to feel. You might not feel anything, but if you are having a very strong experience, it will guarantee to continue on.
Right.
So, yeah.
And that's how mine works. So
Okay.
I wanted some energetic support from a like frequency.
Yes. Well, you're at the right place then.
Awesome.
Okay. I hope you have a great session.
Thank you. Oh yeah, my body reacts.
Yeah, you're not even waiting for me to get started.
Just starts.
Okay.
I'm stretching it out, making some room.
In my 12 years of channeling this frequency, I've noticed that sometimes people have really strong physical reactions to this frequency. And sometimes the reaction seems to, over a couple minutes or a few minutes, dies down and calms down. And there's like this ease in the session. And I always have that visual of like, if you have 2 gears and one gear is spinning really quickly and the other one is spinning much slower, when you mesh those gears together, obviously the slower gear is going to have more of a physical reaction to the meshing of these different speeds. But, quickly, the slower gear, starts rotating at the same speed as the faster gear. So I've always used that as kind of like a metaphor to try to understand why certain people have stronger reactions in the beginning and then it fades. My wife is a hypnotherapist, and she sees these stronger reactions as pinned up energy, like a block in our energy. And these physical reactions are a result of letting go of this pin-up energy, this block. Both make sense to me, but I just thought I would say that to describe how Dana's session went, because obviously she relaxed as the session went on. When we got about halfway through the session, Dana's cat jumped on. She wanted to like partake in the session. And I just thought this was really interesting. As I'm giving her a session, I'm watching her cat. Watch what her cat does here. The cat is obviously focused on something that I cannot see. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
It's getting kinda crazy up in here. Got that DJ playing music everybody wants to hear, yeah. It's getting kinda crazy up in here. Everybody wants a ride.